Hello everyone, I'm back with a quick update on our kitchen scrap garden and then to give you some new ideas, see what else we can get going. Well, we're all inside and trying to grow a little bit and bring a little bit of the outside in. So I'm quite pleased with how mine's been going. I hope you've managed to get some going too. So here's my lettuce, which is still doing really well. I'm very pleased with this one. It's looking great and I've had a few leaves off that already as well. Also the rosemary I'm really pleased with, because if I take it out here you can see just how many roots have already started growing there, and you see those there. So I'm going to pop that into a little pot very soon with some compost and put it outside, and hopefully that'll grow into a lovely rosemary bush. Right, what else? The garlic's doing really well. I've had some of these sprouts and you can probably see in there that the roots are going well. Spinach has started to grow, and I've also tried some new ones, so these you can also give a go. So I've got some beetroot shoots going. Now I love to eat these leaves. They are a bit like spinach but more iron rich and minerally tasting. They're really delicious, and you could chop them up in stir fries or steam them, have them as a vegetable, whatever you want. So I bought these beetroot whole that still had leaves on, so I ate all the original leaves, and then just to keep them fresh for longer, I put them in a little bit of water, and look what's happened. They've grown fabulous roots and they're putting up some new leaves. So these could go outside again. You'd lose the beetroot, but you'd grow a whole new crop of leaves. Right, so that is that one. Anything else to update on? Oh, this is a favourite. This is a new one. So I've planted a leek in some water. Well, I haven't planted a leek. I've just put the end in some water, and look, it looks like it's about to get up and walk away on these little roots here. Really pleased with that. Right, so that's an update on what we did last time, and now I want to talk about what else you can grow inside that will grow on a nice sunny windowsill, but you can start it in. Some of them can stay in, but some will need to go outside once they get a bit bigger. And this time I'm going to look at planting things from seed. So they won't look so spectacular straight away, but it's really fun waiting for them to germinate and to start growing. Now, one of the easiest ones to do is a chilli. And I've just got a chilli here. It's going a bit mouldy on the top there, but I've just kept this one so that I can use the seeds. And it was going a bit soggy in the fridge anyway. And you can see the seeds in there. I've just let them dry out a tiny bit. And all you need to do is plant these in a little bit of compost. Now I know that the garden centres aren't open at the moment. Some are starting to reopen, but a lot of people have a bag of compost that's just lying around at home, or maybe a neighbour has, that they could leave out for you, or else you can empty a pot where something's died and reuse that compost again. I've been planting some little pots of things here, and you'll notice I've got some labels in. Now this one, I haven't put anything in yet, although it's already labelled chilli. That's because when I plant seeds, I immediately forget what's in there. I do a whole lot all at once and then think, I can't remember what I've planted there. So now I've learned a lesson, and I label them first and then put the seeds in. So there we go. There's my chilli pot. I've already filled it with a bit of compost. And all I'm going to do is take out a couple of these seeds. I'm not going to plant very many because they're quite big seedlings. So there you go. That's what the seeds look like. And I'm going to make a little hole with my finger, not too deep, they're only small seeds, and I'm just going to plant 2 in this pot, and hopefully if they both grow then I can separate them out and have 2 plants. Shall I move these aside? You probably can't see so well there, can you? There we go. So there's my little pot. I've just put 2 little seeds in. I'll plant another one just in case you didn't see that. Here's another one. Oops, there it goes. One little tiny seed. Little hole with my finger, and I'm just going to pop it in there and cover it up. And we'll put it aside. We can give them all a bit of water when we've done them all. So there we go. There is some chilli seeds. Now these ones I've already done a week or so ago, and I hope they're going to start coming up soon. They came stuck to a little stick like this, which is really useful so that you can see where they are. So hopefully I'm going to see where they're going. Now I'm lucky, I've got a lot of these little pots because I planted some winter plants in my window boxes, and I'm terrible at throwing things away, so I kept them. But these ones, as you can see, I've just planted in a takeout or a freezer container. And I have put, let me try and turn this up so that you can see, you probably won't be able to see, but I have put some holes in the bottom of this one so that some water can drain out. And that's a really good idea. These come with their own holes, you can see there. But so that you don't overwater, it's good that you have a few little holes, and then make sure you stand them in a tray, of course, so that you don't get water running all over the floor. Anyway, so that's those. Seeds. So chili, you can try it with tomatoes as well. If you remember, I dried out some little tomato seeds last time, and I've actually already potted some of these up. There they go. So in this one, again, I've only put 2. There's my tomato label. So I've only put 2 seeds in there because the seedlings are quite big. So that's that one already done. Now you'll see that these labels, I did have some of those really nice sticks, like a lollipop stick, that I used to label some of them, but these little plastic labels are absolutely fine. If you just use an indelible marker to write the name on them so that it doesn't run off if they get wet. And all I've done with those is I've just cut the side out of a milk bottle and cut it into little strips. You can see where I've cut the strips out there with their little points so that it's easy to stick them into the plant pot. So that's all I've used, and that's all you need. You don't need anything fancy. If you haven't got an indelible marker at home, maybe you've got some wax crayons or something like that, just something that's not going to run off when it gets wet, so that the writing goes and you can't see it. Right, now I'm doing one more thing to show you today, and this is really exciting. I don't know if it's going to work. I've never done it at home, but you might have noticed these weird things sitting here. Now, these are potatoes that I have forgotten at the bottom of my vegetable rack. And as you can see, they've started to grow. These are 2 different kinds of potatoes. I think that one was probably a King Edward. And to be honest, I can't see what kind of potato that was anymore. But I'm going to give them a go and see if I can grow them on. Now, these will need to go outside. And I do have one big windowsill at the back that I'm hoping my little red bucket will fit onto. You need quite a deep container to plant potatoes in because they're going to grow up high. So I'm going to stand up to this one so you won't see my face anymore, but I'm going to show you what we're going to do. So I've already put some compost, some soil in the bottom of this bucket to about 1/3 of the way up. You can see it's about 1/3 of the way up in there. And all I'm going to do is rest these potatoes with the growing bits up with these shoots. So you can see where the shoots are that are starting to grow. I'm going to rest those in the soil. And what's going to happen is these will grow up into leaves, and then it will grow some roots, and then on those roots and off to the side will come little potatoes, I hope. So let's put those in there. There they are, just sitting in the compost. See if you can see them there. And then I'm just going to cover them up just a little bit. So I've got a big bowl of extra compost here, and I'm just going to cover them up, but not too much. I'm not going to fill this container. There we go. So as you can see, I've covered them up, but I haven't filled the container up. And what's going to happen is the leaves are going to start growing up, and when they grow a bit, I'm going to add more compost so that it grows up in layers, and eventually the leaves will be up here and coming over the top. And then in 2 to 3 months, and this is a big surprise because you don't know if there's going to be any there, in 2 to 3 months you can dig it all up and see if you've got any new potatoes. Sometimes there are a lot, sometimes there are only a few, sometimes there are none. You don't know what's happened, but usually if you've got some healthy leaves, you'll have some potatoes underneath. So give it a go if you've got a little balcony or a deep window ledge. If you have got a deep window ledge, make sure you secure the container to the windowsill in some way. You can tie a rope around it, hook it onto something, just so it doesn't fall off and onto anyone. But yeah, I'm going to give it a go. So there we go. We've planted some seeds. We've done a few more things that you can grow from scraps and from seeds and potatoes. So give it a go, everyone, or try something with anything else you find. Things want to grow. Remember that, plants always want to grow. So see you next time.